What the heck?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I kept putting in. My problem was I kept putting in 228 or 238 instead of 338, and that really screwed me over. When you're 100 pages off, it doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. So this handheld device is the ultimate in infiltrating technology. It contains small matter micro manipulators, cutting tools, and an advanced nanotechnology generator. So you can cut out a lock. It just takes some time. And then, so it sounds like since everything's shut off, you can just take, I'll just say you can take some time, and eventually you've managed to get through this first airlock. And it opens up. And the other side, the hall on the other side has no gravity, but there are loops and rails along all full walls of the shaft, and it's all quiet.
Is there the presence of air?
There is air in a normal trimix, but it's cold. It's not frozen, but it's cold, and the pressure is currently manageable.
Okay.
I'm tolerant to cold.
I'm just debating if this is the circumstance to bring my pets with me.
Well, I want to say, before you start going in there, that I'm going to send my shield drones out ahead of you.
Yeah, no, scout for sure.
Yeah, because I'm sending the drones on autonomous mode, but, you know, well, 3 of them will be in autonomous mode, 1 of them I'll be jamming into to be able to control them from a distance. But, yeah, I want to make sure that the shield drones, the ones that will give you guys extra armor, are out there in front of you before you actually go in.
Yeah, so I guess, Eli, when you say cold, you mean just, like, manageable cold? Like it's 60 Fahrenheit, or...
It's probably... It's not frozen, so it's not down to 32, but it's probably in the high 40s, low 50s.
It's a warm day on Pluto.
I can handle that.
That is technically manageable. I will go ahead and bring the pets then.
Okay. So you guys start heading into the ship. Joe, are you heading into the ship with your Flexbot or just your drones?
No, just the drones. That's what I was saying. I'm not going in, but I'm sending the drones in.
Yeah, they're scouting first, and then we're heading, I think.
I'm jamming the drones.
So several minutes pass as you move through the ship, hand over hand, floating 1 meter at a time, until finally your access shaft breaks into the main hall. It extends in either directions, and your helmets or your drones tell you that you should turn left, and some 100 meters or more until you reach the centrifuge section. To the right would be down towards the engines. What would you like to do?
I mean, I'm following the path that I already set out for myself.
Yeah, the target is technically where the engines are, because that's where the heat is, correct?
Nope, to the left. So to the right is the engines, and to the left is... Here, I'll draw a quick schematic.
Say, you remember when I ran this thousands of times in the span of a couple of minutes?
Given there's no gravity, I think the pets are actually just back on the boat, because they have no free fall ability.
Back on the boat.
On the boat.
This guy's going camping, and you're on a boat.
It's good fit. See, our realities align. How come yours is so weird?
Yeah, what the heck are you doing?
Actually, I have a skin overlay for my vision that I'm playing War of the Wizards. So, I mean, if you see my the bots going like left and right, I'm actually shooting at things that you guys can't see and earning bonus points because I'm still playing the VR. King of VR, man.
All right, so here's a quick sketch. Here's the hotspot. You guys entered right about here, and there should be there's a main hall that should extend through the entire section.
Okay.
And you guys have accessed a service shaft with an airlock right there, and so you guys are at this T right here.
What we got to do is we got to come around here, right, and circle around to here, and then all the way.
I was waiting for that.
Oh, boy.
I knew you were gonna do that. I knew someone was gonna do that.
Cool.
Okay. So, well, we do know the direction we're going. We don't have a reason to go to the engines yet, and in fact, we've turned everything off. So we should probably just head towards the hotspot.
Yeah, I would think so. I also have spy bots if you want me to send them out ahead. I'm not sure if your drones is giving you information right
I'm
now.
literally in one of the drones.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I
Mhm.
don't need to do that.
Also, I imagine that the autonomous drones have already been pre-programmed with the way that they're supposed to go. Because again, I ran that 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
So unless we just like run right into a wall that shouldn't be there on the schematics, we should be fine.
Speaking of which, you turn to the left and you see your drones have gone forward about 30 more meters, and they've reached a T junction. Instead of this corridor continuing all the way there, there's just a T.
So
And this,
they're-
of course, is anomalous compared to his understanding of the schematics.
That is correct.
well, that just
And
means
your drones, the autonomous drones, are just bumping into the wall.
Well, I mean, I command them to stop. I can. They're not completely
They
pre-programmed. They're
stop.
autonomous. That means they can take commands. But at the same time, that just means that there must be some sort of engineering swarm around here somewhere that has remodeled the ship.
Yep, it's
One of
already
them,
repaired
bumped
itself.
in.
Except that
One of them bumped
I've
in one more time.
also read the logs, and I know that that wasn't done pre-fall. I mean, that wasn't done post-fall. The ship was
Or if
remodeled.
it wasn't logged.
Well, that would mean that the ship didn't do it. Then there's
If it's repaired the exterior hull, it would have had to have cannibalized the internals.
Oh, I thought you said it didn't repair the external hull.
It didn't look like there was any, like, because of the scarring on the outside, it doesn't look like there was self-repair mechanisms, but they might have just not been going on the outside.
Right, which also means that if something was remodeling the inside of the ship and it wasn't part of the ship, it's an external force. Why? Would be my question. Also, it's not communicating via radio signal or any other signal I can detect, which means that it's also... I don't know, that doesn't sound like a swarm to me, because a swarm would communicate with itself.
Well, we're still faced with the decision in front of us.
What, we're
I
at a T intersection and not a corridor?
Yeah, we gotta go around, so I'm going to go ahead and suggest we take the northern route on this.
What if you just cut through the wall with your fiber blade?
Can I climb on the ceiling with my
Yeah.
tentacles?
It's zero
Alright,
G. You can climb on anything.
That's what I
You're
want.
probably always like bouncing around on.
I would
on
like to
zero
use like
G.
my suction
Yeah.
cups. Go.
Yeah, you have extra maneuverability. If I was my bird form, I could just fly around.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh wait, that's right. My pets are birds. They just fly. They're with us then.
No,
Just like there's no way a velociraptor is gonna maneuver in free fall. It's like, wait, wings.
They're birds.
I'm so dumb. There we go.
Wait.
Bird swarms with me.
Can
hold on.
birds fly in zero G?
That's the implication I get from the text.
I would
If
think
there's
so.
oxygen and you push against it, then it doesn't matter where
Oh,
you
right,
are in
right.
that. So
Yeah.
Because gravity doesn't matter. It's just you're.
it's just now you're swimming instead of flying.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to
T-rays.
swim or fly in vacuum, right?
Yeah, no, not in vacuum. At that point, you're breaking physics.
You need friction
T-ray emitter.
lift.
Somebody remind me what that is.
It
takes me so long to get through the friggin'
No idea.
I think it's what lets me look through walls.
Ooh.
Um.
I'd also like to just say that I have my grip pads on. I am chameleon skinned on the wall, and I am a flat salamander.
Yeah, so you two at least will never leave the walls. Most things here can fly. And I'm the dork who has legs
Yes.
because I
So,
chose the synth body.
T-rays can let you see
That's so awkward.
for 20 meters through walls and other materials.
Alright, well, the Guardian Angel that I'm in right now has a T-ray emitter on it, so I can see through this wall.
What do you see?
That's what I'm asking.
You see what looks like another large room on the other side. It appears to be filled with some sort of liquid.
Puncturing that sounds terrible.
Swarm. I keep going back to Swarm. I think there's a swarm on this ship, which would mean that we should destroy it.
Well, I'm not going to slash it to death. I say we don't puncture this wall and we go around.
Well, I mean, my first thought would be to reactivate the ship's computer and set the engine up on some sort of, overdrive till it explodes.
I say let's cross that bridge once we're not on the ship anymore.
I'm not on the ship right now.
Once the rest of us aren't.
Just for conciseness, when you say swarm, you mean like a nano swarm?
Yes.
I also have access to nanoswarms.
Well, yes, but this would be a nanoswarm that existed pre-fall.
Yeah, so like one controlled by the Titans. So a nanoswarm that wants to kill you all.
Yeah,
One that I don't want to get with.
Nobody has accessed the ship from the swarm till now. So anything on this ship, high probability of being pre-swarm. I'm sorry, pre-fall.
Gotcha.
Yes. So that's another thing is so when it's pre-fall, that means anything on this ship, if there was something Titan influenced, this ship disappeared before that Titan influence like revealed itself. So like before the fall, there was a lot of Titan machines out there that were just like, oh no, that's just a car, that's not a death bot. And then the fall happened and they're like, oh no, my car, it's actually a death bot.
It deceived us. It's like a Decepticon. So there could be some tricky stuff ahead. Well, it's a good thing that we have all these drones scouting ahead who will fall into danger first.
Well, I mean, it's also that we don't want it activating, because if it activates, we might not have the ability to destroy it. So
also true. Well, we still got to go around, and I'm going to say we take the north path here at the junction.
Based on what?
Nothing.
Cool. I have at least 2 drones with T-ray emitters on them, scanning the walls in every direction. Up, down, every direction. Just 360. Is there anything worthwhile of seeing through the walls?
Not at this T junction, no.
Can I also not see the differences made in the architecture based on what design we had before we came in here? Like the ways that the halls move in that have changed.
Yeah, you do. So it looks like you have a straight line here, and it's clearly has a T junction here.
No. I mean, via my ability to see through the walls, can I not, for 20 meters in every direction, can I also then not reformulate a path that makes the most sense?
Yeah. With your current T-ray emitters, either one of these directions, at least for the nearby, within the nearest 20 meters, both of these appear to go, in left and right, and then both appear to turn in the same direction that you guys are heading.
And okay, and how far away is the hotspot? It's beyond 20 meters is what you're saying?
Beyond 20 meters. This ship is 1 kilometer long.
Oh wow.
Okay, and there's no access to space from here, I'm assuming.
Not at the moment. You're in the middle of the ship.
Yeah, no, I just mean like if it backed out, I couldn't. My thought would be to send a drone outside the ship and just, move it along the outer edge so I could see inside from outside and just, see all the changes.
Yeah, that... Yeah, you couldn't penetrate deep enough, I don't think.
Well, I could penetrate 20 meters. I don't know how thick the outer hull of the ship is.
If we're faced with a swarm, what is the plan for taking that down?
Run.
Yeah, if it takes you, you're dead. Goodbye.
Oof.
If one of us is the last one left, detonate the nuclear core of the ship and send a transmission back to home. Preferably, I guess, with your own intelligence on it.
Got it.
Well, this guy's got something to answer for, I think. Hanging out on this ship.
Yeah, he's Spittler.
Spittler, what are you doing with the nanoswarm that devours humanity?
Get away from my mom.
Naughty Spittler.
Hey, Space Hitler, stop it.
Stop it, Space Hitler.
what would you guys like to do? You guys have been sitting at this intersection for
I'm proceeding.
several moments.
I'm taking my north path and I'm going down.
So you head down that direction, and you take the left path, and it takes a right turn towards the right direction. You're going towards the hotspot, and after a few more meters, it ends in an airlock.
And I'm gonna guess once the T-Ray comes and scouts us out, this goes to that big, huge open area.
Yes, it appears to be a large room with. Can the T-Ray? I'm trying to see if the T-Ray can see liquids. Like it's detecting liquid on the other side. Like there's a.
Well, I mean, the bot also has enhanced hearing, enhanced smell, enhanced vision, radar. So I mean, I don't know.
Hopefully, an airlock would be airtight, so it couldn't smell through the
Right?
airlock.
Yeah, but I don't know what the advanced. I don't know what advanced vision entails. I mean, can I see down to the microscopic? I mean, I don't know.
I have advanced vision here. Let me go ahead and read it off. You see more colors, all kinds of light across the whole EM spectrum. Your eyes have variable focus equivalent to 5 power magnifiers or binoculars. You can selectively filter out what you want to see to avoid distraction. Plus 10 modifier to all perception tests involving vision.
So not quite the microscopic, but I can see the lowest magnification rating of a microscope.
Yep, and you can see the color schmipple.
That's a lie. That's a lie put on us by the Dolphin Church.
It's the truth, my son.
Dolphin.
We can all see all the colors, and we know that doesn't exist in the sight spectrum.
But it seems like the internal infrastructure has been made that we can't go around this thing. We might have to go through it and find an equivalent port on the other side.
I say no.
I was going to say I can probably cut through it if we need to, but can.
Well, we got the door here.
I would think that
you're seeing airlocks, so not just blast doors. So there's 2 double doors with a space in between.
It would make more sense to me that we go back to the ship, park ourselves under a different hatch, and open that hatch somewhere on beyond this door. Why would we go through this?
By the way,
That's a fair point.
The emergency lights
I have skills.
turn back on.
Well, now we got time.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys.
Okay. So airlock obviously means there isn't going to be oxygen, right? This.
Well, typically not. Typically it's a barrier between. Also, did we notice the side of the wall where it says Event Horizon? No, just Griff? Okay, I'll take it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Good.
Right, that's going over my head.
You never saw the
It's a good
movie
show.
Event Horizon?
Event Horizon is a great book and a great movie.
I don't think I saw it.
So we still need a plan to proceed here.
Okay, well.
Again, going around it, that's my best idea, but also the lights just came on, so I'm fucked.
Oh, there doesn't seem to be a way around. That is correct, Eli. This
Wait.
corridor literally just goes one direction and it dead ends right here.
Hey, Eli, is there by chance maybe a ventilation shaft that I was crawling along the ceiling and maybe my flex point, I found a ventilation shaft that wasn't really marked like these walls. Is there potential that maybe I could crawl through it? I am extra limber and I can fit into very tight spaces.
I could crawl with you.
Yes, if you spend a flex point, there's certainly a ventilation shaft. Where do you want this ventilation shaft to go?
I was going to see if it can go towards the heat seeking, but past the airlock shaft, assuming that it's some sort of air ventilation that would get us past that room, essentially.
Yeah, so you're trying to get all the way around this room?
Yeah. I can send a spy bot if I need to go and check it out first. And I probably would if I found a ventilation shaft. I'd sit camouflaged on the ceiling. Let that go
so you're
in.
trying to use a ventilation shaft into this room, or trying to get around it? That's what I'm trying to be clear on.
Try to get around it.
Right. You can certainly find one around this room with your flex point, but there wouldn't be a ventilation shaft into a room that's filled with liquid.
So
Yeah,
he
you're
says
saying a
around it.
ventilation shaft.
He's saying
Yeah, 'cause
around
the-
it.
Yeah. You do find a ventilation shaft that does appear to lead. It leads to the southern end of, like, it appears to lead in this direction.
I'd also appreciate a spaceship with ventilation shafts. Because, you know, one part of the ship gets punctured and you just lost 5 decks because of a ventilation shaft.
The vents have airlocks.
Close enough, I'm sure.
Yeah, there does appear to be a
Yeah,
ventilation shaft which leads. It
Cool.
it seems to like it would lead around this room, but it doesn't appear to be going like directly in the direction you guys want to be going. It's like a 45-degree off.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I would like to check it out. I'll send in my little spy swarm, send it in, and I would like to control it to see what's on the other side.
All right, so you take this ventilation shaft, and your spy swarm maps it out, and it appears to lead all the way to the other far side of this bulge on the ship, and drop down into a long room that does not appear to be filled with liquid.
What's in it?
How much information does your spy swarm give you?
I believe they all have cameras on it, so I'd be able to see whatever they see.
Okay.
I can
So-
double check here.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. It appears to be a long hallway that your spy drones see in both directions, and it appears to go from where you found it almost the entire length of the ship. If you wait some time, and you appear to have found a chamber that runs. I'll add it here in another blue. There appears to be another chamber that runs the length of the ship. There is a single door at the end here, and a single door over here. On either end, one near the other branch you could have taken, and one at the very end where it ends in just a wall near where you assume the very front of the ship is. Between where the entrance is you guys would have taken and the other door leading it, this chamber is pocked with small alcoves, and in front of each alcove is a large vat. And in each one of those vats, you see different bodies floating in these vats. And your spy drones can make out each one looks like it has a different fatal wound on it. Some looks like they've been stabbed, some look like they've been shot, burned, all the way down. And at about where that door is, there's one more vat, and then there's a bunch of empty alcoves running the rest of the length.
Okay,
Hmm.
interesting.
So Space Hitler has a lot of morphs.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I guess we could take the south side and just go through the door there,
Yeah,
and that
quick
seems
question
safe.
though. I do have chemical sensors on the spy swarm. Do they detect oxygen, and is there any other like concerning chemicals that were picked up?
They're not detecting. It's that same oxygen trimix that you
Okay.
currently have.
Gotcha.
No
Okay, yeah.
hostile chemicals.
Sweet. And so they're loaded with cameras, standard visual wavelength, microphones, and chemical sensors. I don't hear anything, do I?
You don't hear anything, but
Okay.
like as your spy swarm is watching, you're seeing like the lights on these vats are starting to turn on.
Oh shit.
Just dim
Okay.
lights. The emergency lights are turning back on.
Yeah.
So it seems like things on the ship are.
I'm gonna de-jam from one of my drones. I don't know what the term for not jamming anymore is. I'm gonna sour myself to one of these
Peanut
drones. Oh yeah, okay. I'm gonna butter myself on one of these drones.
I'm gonna get out of the jar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna try and rehack the mainframe.
All right.
I just want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need a hack. I just log into my admin account.
You try to log in, and you don't get access with your admin account.
I'm gonna try and hack in.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and you try with your original account too that you had hacked in the first time. It like when you try to log in, it doesn't tell you like incorrect password. When you try to log in as an admin, it says there's no user with this name.
Right.
That's what it tells you.
Right, which is why I'm gonna just try and hack in as a guest user.
Yeah. Try to hack in as a guest user.
Well, it's the same way I did the first time.
Yeah.
Well,
you are in, and the first thing you discover is you have admin privileges again, but there is it's now aware of you, and you find that there are no other logged users in the entire server. Like every other previous user has been wiped.
cool.
And there's one other user online.
The ship's logs. Just double checking the ship's logs again. There was no access to the ship before the fall. I mean, after the fall. But
everything has been wiped.
Everything is wiped, so there's no records on the ship at all.
Yeah, everything you saw before, wiped.
So it's just like running like standard DOS now? What's going
on? You see that there's one other user online right now, and its name is the Mockingbird.
So just the ship's computer, basically.
Yes. And you get a message from that user. And the message says, "Hello. Welcome to the Mockingbird. I believe you have tampered with my internal mechanisms.
Why did you erase your logs?
You do not have permission to access the logs.
Why did you erase the logs?
You do not have permission to access the logs.
Why did you erase the logs?
Where are you so we may have this discussion?"
I will enter a virtual simulspace. The ship has private service. You've already said that.
Yeah. So you enter a simulspace, and that original woman that you saw on that keypad appears in front of you. "Hello, and welcome to the Mockingbird. How may I help you today?"
Why did you erase the logs?
"The hospital ship is currently in a mode of reconstruction and reconfiguring. We are not accepting any more patients. I'm afraid we will have to turn you away."
This is the event horizon.
"If you are in need of emergency medical attention, we are willing to help. But if it is anything not life-threatening, I'm afraid I'm going to ask you to leave."
I've been stabbed in the neck and I'm bleeding profusely. Can you help me?
"Of course. Where are you on the ship?"
I will indicate to her my location on the ship by indicating where the hotspot is.
"I'm afraid you are not there."
I am. I'm trapped in one of these bottle tube pod things.
I'm afraid you are trying to deceive me. Is this correct?"
No.
"My analysis of human reactions indicates you are attempting to deceive me."
I think you need to run a diagnostic. Your sensors seem to be in error.
"We will run a diagnostic when we tend to your wound. We will be with you shortly." And she leaves the simulspace.
Set course for the sun.
So I think maybe while all this is going on, I'm probably looking over to DJ Squid here. Bear von Squilliams, who's probably relaying the information. And I'm going, there's just a door down there and we can actually go south? I thought both sides would have connected to the big bubble. Well, I guess we could just take that route then.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be really anything in our way, or at least anyone in our
Alright.
way.
So I'll go ahead and head that direction, and is Kraus gonna come with us?
Yes.
Okay, so we're all gonna go take the south path now.
Okay. So you take down this southern path, and this one also ends in an airlock as well, at about the same point that the other one ended in an airlock. But with your T-rays, you do not sense water on the other side. You sense water in several liquids around you in other directions, but like it seems like there might be more of those chambers around you. But in this one direction, this is the only thing you've discussed. There is what looks like a single hallway that is not filled with liquid.
Okay. Well, since this hallway seems safe, we will go ahead and take the airlock.
Yeah,
All right. With your so you're starting to access it, and the keypad flickers to life, and you hear, "This is the voice of the Mockingbird. You are attempting to access a secure location. Please direct yourself to the station's main security location and get proper access."
Squilliams, I think you're up on this. I'm not much for dealing with AI.
How about no? And I'm gonna go ahead and fucking get through this door.
Well, you don't have to be rude to her.
How about no?
She's being a little short with us.
So
It's my style, baby. Fast and loose.
Your nanobots can make a test using their electronic 60. So you have a 60% chance to just completely open the lock. Open the door. So
what's the roll?
I guess you could roll a 1d1. You could roll a 1d100, or you could input electronic 60 and then roll that. 40. So that is a superior success. So on a critical success, the opening is not logged into the computer, and the airlock opens.
Keep up, booby. Heck. All right, I'm in. And as the door open, what do we see?
Yeah, so the airlock turns quickly, opening into a chamber that opens into darkness beyond your vision for just a moment. Then, maybe caused by your presence, floodlights flash on one by one, revealing large vats, each one with an alcove set behind it into the walls of the ship. Bodies float slowly in near translucent liquid, and aside from the lights, there is no other reaction to your presence.
Okay. Now that I'm seeing this for myself, I do have a couple questions. The first of all, these are all obviously medical machines for healing people, I would assume, and they're just being kind of stored there.
They do not look like things to. They do look like things to store people. They do look like that, but the people in them do not look alive.
Or no?
So they're all damaged bodies.
You guys are basically looking at them. You can head into the hall and check them out.
Yeah, I want to approach it and just kind of inspect it a little bit. Looking at one of these people, how bad are their injuries here?
So the first one features a rather old morph with a high forehead and a thick brow, and there's a terrible gash on its chest that looks like it's covered in mud. And as you take it in, the dark alcove behind it flashes into light, and you see maybe a small movie being played where you see two similar looking morphs wearing furs that don't quite fit right, almost as if their muses must be misaligned, or maybe they're not even smart furs, heaven forbid.
Can I use my med scanner to figure out what's going on with some of these?
When I'm done with the description.
Jeez.
So behind it, they've got these two similar looking morphs, and one carries a crude axe made of stone instead of diamond. And there's an unheard conversation. Maybe the audio isn't hooked up, or maybe it's not supposed to have audio. And the axe flashes in the air, rising and falling on the other, who falls to the ground. And the camera pans in to take in the face of surprise and pain. And as the light slowly fades from their eyes, you see another one run to the fallen one's side, desperately trying to stop the bleeding. You see him stuff leaves and mud into the wound, but their action is in vain. And the alcove goes dark.
Interesting.
Yeah, would you like to use a med scanner?
Yes, on that body.
The guy's dead.
That's all you're gonna tell me.
What does your med scanner tell you?
What's the element? It's pretty advanced. Hold on.
Chest wound.
It looks like he took a chest wound from an axe. Your med scanner's telling you the liquid around it seems to be some sort of preservative to keep it in this kind of like stasis.
Stasis. Okay.
Cool.
As you're standing there, the scene in the background replays again.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a
Interesting.
museum, like weird.
Yeah, is
Like
it like a museum of his victories, or is it?
Yeah, it's so
Hey,
interesting. I don't know.
Baron. Earth wasn't like this when you were on it, was it?
When I look at it, does it look like they're? It sounded like you're almost describing a Neanderthal, but does it look like that era, or does it look like a more common era where humans ruled the earth?
It does start to look like that. It does look like that image. And the next vat, you see this man has a gut wound, and he's got a wound in each one of his arms, right about where is that the weenus on the other side of your elbow? And there's a small amount of blood trickling out of it that's almost like frozen in this vat.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene behind it, you see a number of people in armor clashing and fighting with swords and shields, and then this morph gets stabbed in the gut. He falls to the ground, and you see what looks like the battle ends in the background, and this man is dragged off by two people in brownish robes who carry him off to shelter, where he's laid down, and they take blades out and cut the inside of his arms and collect the blood. And as you watch, their life fades away and that person dies. For those of you with medical knowledge, it looks like they're bleeding the wounds and bleeding the man for his wounds.
I knew Earth was primitive and superstitious and violent, but wow, man,
This is barbaric.
how could you have lived on Earth like this?
That wasn't very common practice. Not that I'm aware of. I believe bleeding was done hundreds of years before I was on Earth. We had much more sophisticated technology, nothing compared to what we have today. But it was actually sorry, for timeline's sake, it would have been pretty similar because it was only 10 years, right? Since the fall.
So hold up a second.
I think medicine has advanced, but it not incredibly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're in a transhuman state now, so
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you're saying this happened hundreds of years before, so they were still bleeding wounds when they had spaceships?
Oh, was this on a spaceship?
We're on a spaceship right now, and this guy is too, in perfect condition.
Gotcha.
So was the spaceship around then?
I don't believe so. I believe is time travel a thing in this world?
Hey guys, this is Joe. I've been watching everything from the drones, and I think this is a medical museum. These are all exhibits.
Ah.
You see, people are wandering around with Cro-Magnon morphs right now, but this seems to be just some sort of artistic representation of medical practices throughout history.
Oh,
I think you can drop the whole time travel angle. This is Joe, just checking back in with you guys.
Oh, perfect. Good
So
to
these are
know.
actual morphs, or
That does seem to make
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
That does seem to line up. Is you're seeing
Actually-
all these vats, and as you walk down them, you're seeing more of these scenes being played out.
Yeah, as a genetic morph designer, someone asking for a body specifically for a display piece, totally a thing, isn't it?
I have no interest in helping humanoid
Probably.
morphs.
Well, we do have a long hallway to go and a lot of human history. Oh man, look at this guy. He got his head split open. Whoa. I didn't
What we
even know
deserve.
they had explosives like that early on in human history.
So you're making your way through, and you see
What about
see
the way
battles.
dolphins are treated?
You see.
Here's
see
one doing tricks
beheadings.
for fish.
Yeah. You see lots of different medical. You see the medical advancements from Neanderthal all the way to around. 1 second.
Which is great because they're just making that shit up.
Yeah.
How would you know what Neanderthals treated one another?
So you get to around the 1800s, and you're stopping in front of a man that's been stabbed with a triangular wound, and behind it, you'd recognize it as a triangular bayonet cut, like those wounds that are like very like almost impossible to stitch up.
Mhm.
And you're sitting there, and you're moving to it, taking a look at each one of these alcoves, and you get to the third one, and you're looking at this person floating, and as the alcove lights up, you see it lights up, and inside that small alcove is a person. Well, not much of a person anymore, because what you see some of the bodies have been missing arms and legs and heads from various wounds. And it looks like all those spare body parts have been put together into this strange amalgamation of people. There's about 3 of these creatures, made up of several limbs, and where their arms end, there's strange sharp claws and needles. And as the light turns on, they leap out. So I need everyone to roll initiative.
Shit.
My drones each have their own. Apparently, they're kept track of separately. It says.
Okay.
I also have my 4 pets. Let's take a look at them real quick.
But
How do I
I
make
have.
that
They
roll
have initiatives of 5.
You can
Never mind.
run those guys all in one initiative, like all your pets on one initiative. I don't mind.
Okay, so I'm gonna do pets 1d6 plus 5.
I think you can. There's a way to hit initiative. You can just hit the initiative button. Like
Yeah, and if
these
you click your
guys.
token, then it gets added automatically, like most of the macros for initiative.
My
You kinda
angel
have
fish
a-
coat is also gonna roll initiative.
I don't think can your fish coat fight?
Yeah, dude. I mean, they have like, I don't know. I don't really know what they do, but they have a lot of somatics and reflexes, and
Do they have any weapons? So
one in every other thing. No.
What determines initiative score?
I think it's a combination of, I believe it's like it's a 2 of your stats, I think, divided by 2. I think it's intuition and reflexes.
So I cannot determine what determines a bot initiative score.
I think it's based off their intuition and reflex, I believe.
But I don't
It's
see
definitely
that.
based off reflexes. Well, because I was adding in a bunch of these scores, and like I was adding all these monster stats in, and those 2 stats were changing initiative.
Well, no, I just don't see. I've got the stat block for a guardian angel, but
So-
it only has flex and vigor.
Okay.
We're looking at flex bots, right?
I'm looking at combat robots, guardian angel.
What page is that?
346.
Also,
apparently all robots have 360-degree vision too, so I didn't have to rotate. but they have bot AI, and I looked there, and bot AI has a skill set, but it doesn't have initiative score.
Yeah, where's the bot AI skill set?
I gotta go back. Hold on.
Because I think that's what determines their initiative.
It didn't have it on there. Page 327.
Yeah, so your bot A. Oh yeah, it doesn't have their like their basic stats. I think they have 10s across the board, I believe. I think that's what standard AI have. Yeah, go with 10s across the board.
All right, and then what do I roll for the?
It would be 1d6 plus 4.
All right, I just have 4 bots to make rolls for. Well, 3 bots, and then the one I'm in control of.
All right, I'm just gonna put them on 1 initiative for my guys on 1 initiative.
And then for us, where is our thing?
If you click on your character, then you go under combat or under ego. Then there's an initiative in the middle under derived stats. I think it's every multiple of 5 in cognition and reflexes give you a +1 to your initiative.
All right, well, 2 of my bots are 10s. One of my bots is 5, and the one I'm in control of, which is one of the guardian angels, is an 8. So both shield bots on 10, the other 2 on 5 and 8.
And if you want to make a spot for dino pets, they go on 7.
Yeah, if you want to, if you got, let's see, we do dino pets. Let's add their initiative. And this guy right here is what? How many drones? What are your drones? What are they called?
I have 2 shield drones and 2 guardian angels. My 2 shield drones both go on 10. One of my guardian angels goes on 5, and the one guardian angel I'm in control of goes on an 8.
All right. There's shield drones, dino pet, crazy human, guardian drone 2. I'm just adding your character as the one you're controlling.
That's fine.
And what is it? Shield drone.
Yep.
The other one is.
I have 2 shield drones, and I have 1 guardian angel that are not me that also need to be on there.
All right. So right now I've got on the tracker Anarchy Bird, the monsters, Dino Pet, Shield drones, Joe King, Guardian Angel drone.
I don't see a name on anything other than Anarchy Bird myself.
Yeah, you'll probably have to like give permissions for people to see the tags on the usual page.
Can you not? Here, how about that? What about now?
Yep, that one. So now we see GA drone. Perfect.
Yep. What? How about now? Can you see everything?
Yes.
You see Anarchy Bird, Crazy Human, Dino Pet, Shield drones, Joe King, GA drone.
Yep.
All right, and then Dolphina, I need you to click your character and then click on your character sheet and roll initiative.
I already did though.
Yeah, but you didn't click on your token, so your initiative didn't go through.
Again?
You need to click on your token.
I'm kind of confused now. What do you mean? I'm clicking initiative.
Yeah, but are you clicking?
You have to have your
clicked on
token selected on the map as well.
Yeah, you need to click on your token on the map. Yeah, no worries, because then that way it'll add that token to the little map. Yeah. And Sean, you need to do the same thing. Oh, no, you're good.
But I can't edit the initiative of the shield drones or the guardian angel
because
drones.
I put them in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, same with Dino Pets, which are at 7.
Dino Pets are at 7. Shield drones are at 10. And your autonomous one is at 5?
Right.
Boom. All right. So going from highest to lowest, the first one to act, Baron von Squilliams. You see these crazy looking flesh things running towards you.
crazy looking flesh things. I light them up. Fuck
Yeah,
'em.
they look like they've got just a strange amalgamation of human bodies. So
They're ex-humans.
they look like ex-humans,
Basically.
yes.
Okay.
They look like someone who's been doing crazy surgeries on people and trying different experiments.
And they're charging at us, or they're just
yes,
coming?
they've like came out of these alcoves and are going to attack you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna light them up. So I'm gonna pull out my rail gun, and I'm going to start shooting.
Okay, so if you start shooting, then start shooting. You need to make a melee attack roll, and I am going to try to
Isn't it
defend against you.
guns?
Yeah, you're making a gun skill check,
Uh-huh.
and you're making a ranged combat.
I think I
Yeah.
failed.
Do you have any mod? Yeah. So you make that roll, and I make a fray roll. And because you're shooting at me, I only use half my fray.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, that was a hidden roll. Here it is again. So I got a 32. You got a. So I failed. You also failed. So at the moment, we've both missed, or well, you missed, and that's the one that mattered.
Okay.
So you pull out your railgun and you blast, and you instead of hitting these guys on the other side, you smash into the vat in between you and them, and the water like this fluid like falls out around your feet, and this body that was inside of it like flops to the ground, and glass falls everywhere. But they are kind of like diving around, and you definitely blew open like the computer screen on the other side, like shoots electronic sparks here and there.
Cool.
But it missed.
Darn.
Right. Dolphine, what are you gonna do?
I guess shoot it with my machine gun.
All right, open fire.
Will it just read my? Sorry,
No, yeah.
I'm just looking at my ranged weapon. I'm wondering like how to roll for that, or.
Well, you add in your weapon, correct? Under combat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then if you hit that cog button, you have a machine gun?
Yeah, I got the full one.
I thought you got an assault rifle.
I decided to go for the machine gun, spend all my points. Spent 4 points.
Okay. So you got a machine gun. Are you fighting burst fire or full automatic?
Full automatic.
So you close that cog button, and then machine gun should be a button, and then you can determine how you want to fire. Do you want to do suppressive fire, 3 targets, plus damage, bonus to hit? So you're just doing suppressive fire. So if you hit superior result damage, I think it'll do extra damage. Yep. So you're going to do a total of 18 damage, but you chose to do suppressive fire, which does something. Let me first roll these guys in.
My done.
Yeah, there's
I think
just a
you
lot
used
going
a
on.
lot of ammo.
Shit, man.
Yeah. So fray versus ranged. You will have hit. No, do you have any skill in the gun skill?
No.
So you have a skill of 10 and you got a 68. So you missed. But you lay down suppressive fire, so you use up 20 of your ammo.
Cool.
And
How much ammo did I use up, Eli?
I think you just did single shots. You just fired once. Boom. It depends on your weapon.
I believe I have a lot of different versions I can do.
Yeah, you probably have a lot of different versions, and so you have to make sure to choose that every time you shoot.
Sure
and instead of using the gun skill, you want to go into the combat section, because that's where you have your gun. And see how it listed for her the damage that she did when she did hit? Or like the damage if she did hit. So yeah.
Okay.
So you do suppressive fire, so you could potentially hit all 3 of them when they move. So if the 3 of them move, then they will they'll take damage from that.
So that was a fail.
No, you don't actually. This roll to hit, I don't think actually matters. No, so that's your 1 attack roll. So you're gonna miss them all. So you're suppressing fire. So you unload your machine gun, and you just fire. But you have a skill of 10 in guns, and so you're just like firing up a wall, and the recoil is taking over. So that's your turn. Make sure to mark down you use 20 shots. So now you've got 30 plus 1 ammo. And the plus 1 means you have a reload. So the shield drones, what are the shield drones going to do?
They've been doing this whole time, just keeping a pace in front of the party. So when these guys
they protect one person, how do they work?
They're like they're kind of like pavases. They just they stand in between. They're like mobile walls. Hold on, I'll go back to the page and I'll read you the specific description.
So we'd be like shooting around them. We'd be using them as cover and shooting around them.
Like riot
So
shield.
who is
These
using
track
them for cover?
drones essentially function as large ballistic shields and movable cover for special ops streams. They provide AV +6/+12 to anyone using them for cover.
So who is using your 2 drones as cover?
That's for them to decide. They're just mobile cover. They stay in front of you guys.
I'll take
All right,
one.
So one of them is in front of Sean.
You might want to protect your medic.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, so those 2 will have the cover. I won't. That's fine.
You say your medic. Again, I'm not even there.
Joking. Inside your Guardian Angel bot, what are you going to do?
It has a heavy pistol. I'm going to shoot.
All right, shoot away. Make sure to roll the combat section. So don't roll from your skills. Roll from combat.
I did roll from the combat section.
Yeah, but you should add in the ranged weapon, and then once you have
no,
the ranged
right
weapon,
above ranged weapon, there's a thing that says guns. I just hit the guns button.
Yeah, that's not
On
the
the
best
combat.
way to do it because then you
did they
can't
put it on
roll
the sheet?
your firing mode. So you failed, and it failed as well, but you failed, and so you fire, and it.
See, I don't even know what
you're doing a lot
button
of damage to all the displays in the museum, but none to itself.
See, the ranged weapon thing doesn't have a button. I have all the information there.
So when you hit the cog button, when you're done setting it up, if you hit the cog, it turns into a button.
Let me just see this because that just says score. So that's what I'm confused by is that when I saw like when she rolled hers, it just says 10, right? It just says the score. So what is
the score is your ranks, your skills in it.
So
the roll is the roll.
Yeah, then what is the gun skill itself used for?
So that is the gun skill. So the gun skill goes there.
Oh no, okay. Sorry, I was dumb. I didn't see the roll was right below the score on the gunshot itself. I'm sorry, I'm dumb.
No worries.